I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, no, no, I can.
Oh, so now you can see I have this entire design pattern here. And if I want to modify something, definitely I can do that. I can push it slightly down based on my requirement. And I feel like overall I need to reduce the speed slightly vertically and always align with the shape. So what I have to do is like, this texture is not like exactly for this thing, but yeah, like I have to create a flattish surface. Like maybe if I use the other one, like not this texture, I use the other one. Just if I use this one will give me better result. So you can see here I have nice shape. So basically have to create a texture which matches our reference perfectly.
Okay.
Select the space. You can see I'm aligning with the shape,
Okay.
edge, moving, and slightly down, perfect straight line. Border, and you see I get all these corners very easily, and I feel the texture is slightly towards a blurry or maybe little not that clarity wise. It's not that clean, so I'll just bring it down maybe here and increase the resolution. Would slide inside and make sure snap it X and snap it to the grid perfectly. This side also snap to the grid. Gives you really nice clean shape. So in this particular, I don't have this border area here. So I should I need to create that this border texture and place it here nicely. You're getting my point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like something like this, I need to have a border here because I need to have a edge here and then place everything nicely and make sure everything works perfectly like this and then place it there. Toward the corner, it's clarity wise fine. Then base structure, this rest of the area. So this rest of the area also you can see it's all perfectly straight surface. Like this section, I can just simply drag and place it somewhere similar looking texture. Similar looking texture, and then take this. Build everything. Get everything nicely. And in this case, I have seen wrong direction, wrong place. Like this, got it. The scene is very important. Where you place your scene, like scene, like wherever you have it's hidden. So make sure
Yeah.
place that scene there. And if I want, I can stretch this thing separately. This thing I can use it separately, like this. This cut. This. I'll select this. Cut. Sorry. Cut everything. So now it's a single polygons. This. It's reversed. Direction corrected. Now I can place it. Maybe I want to place it here. Maybe move it down to the corner. So one line, second line. Or you can just like increase it like this. Nice clarity. Because it's all about clarity, high resolution. So you can see same texture, one texture, and if I unhide everything, you can see if I texture it traditionally, the clarity will be like this, blurry, everything is blurry. And if I texture it like this, everything will be crystal clear, and you cannot really figure out, okay, these two, this texture and this texture is exactly same. When I poly
Okay.
painted, sorry, when I vertex painted after this.
Okay.
So like in this manner, I'll create all the textures, everything. So in our case, I have to create all the design pattern. So there are like to create this trim sheet also, there are two different styles, two different techniques. We open it, like one, we can do it in Photoshop directly. But nowadays, like Photoshop, yes, you should know. Suppose you're planning to get into gaming, you should know how to do it in Photoshop. It's very
Okay.
important because now it's
Okay.
very important, and Substance is definitely should know. So we'll
Okay.
do it in like Photoshop. You can do it very easily.
Okay. You telling about texturing. Texturing part. I need to learn how to do in Photoshop.
Photoshop as well. Like Substance is mandatory, but in
Okay.
Photoshop also you should know.
Okay.
Reason, like to
Okay.
create something like this, like this texture size is 2K by 2K, 2048 by 2048. Suppose I
Okay.
have here you can see these are all photos. These are not your painted or Substance generated textures, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see clearly. So nowadays, what we are doing is we're using Pixel Bridge. I'll
Yeah.
show you. Right, we're using Pixel Bridge where we have all the scans, all the textures, really high quality, and they are more at tile level.
Yeah.
So suppose I want to create this, so let's create a one tile level texture in Photoshop based on this. Why it's not login? And make sure create a login into your Epic and then create login into your Pixel Bridge. Epic is your Unreal. Make sure create a login there and log with the same login ID password. Login here as well. So entire library is free for you. If you don't do
Okay.
that, everything you have to buy. So now here, let's see files. rocky surface. You see, I have so many surface. There are so many surface. Rock, not rock, historical. I guess. Yeah, historical. You see, I have designed pattern all these things. Suppose I have something like this design, and I want to create this. So I have to download this first. Resolution, you can set it from here, 4K, 2K, 8K, whatever resolution you want. You can click this, you can see there is a resolution option. So right click, then you go to files. You see you have albedo, ambient occlusion, displacement map, normal map, roughness map, all maps you have here. So I'll show you only with the diffuse so that you understand it really quickly. And open it. So my texture is opened here. So what I'll do, place it like this. One texture, I plan it, and then I need another texture. This you can see I have like lots of broken structure also. Like what if I want to create those kind of broken structure? So I can definitely use, you see, I definitely use something like this pillar and design, because so many textures are there, and all these textures are like perfectly tileable.
Oh. If I traditionally painting in Photoshop means, is there any way to update uh, quickly to Maya or something in Unreal, Photoshop to Unreal or Photoshop to Maya? Like
Photoshop, like you have to apply it, but like Maya, you know, like there is no auto update. In Max, you have
oh,
auto update. Maya,
oh,
you always have to click, double click on the material, it will auto, then it will load.
oh.
So suppose I have this section now, this section, download this also, and these textures are all seamless. Like edge to edge, they're like seamless. This material selected, this texture, and go to Photoshop and drag drop here. And you can see it's like quite a huge texture. So I can move it under this and make your snaps here. And color doesn't match. So color to we can match in Photoshop. Let's see, rasterize, and this is my source. So I'll select this image, adjustment, match color, same, and P. So match the color match. So now you can see you practically cannot see a border, but you can see the color is bit yellowish. If I
Yeah.
want, I can reduce the saturation slightly, and I can use selective color to reduce yellow. Adjustment, selective color, go to yellow and reduce yellow. You see, it reduce yellow and increase slightly magenta, because I can see this one is bit towards slightly more reddish tint. So more still slightly off. So I'll put more layer, palette, and I can use the overlay or soft light. Soft light works beautifully. See, so like this, I can generate my texture. This is just one section I'm doing it. I can add multiple textures, and these are like all tileable, this edge to this edge perfectly.
Yeah.
So suppose I use this one, this one. Uh, let's do like instead of changing color of this, I'll change color because it's way too white. Match color. This is much better. And then I can save it as my Targa. And gaming, we use Targa all the time. Let's just name it one. Save.
Why we using Taga, like for quality or any other?
Quality, yes, quality. Because Targa basically freezes the pixel. It
Okay.
freezes the pixels, so all 1K map will be exact same size, no matter what. So it basically blocks all the pixels. So if you use
Okay.
any other example, I'll show you this thing in with example. Okay. So here you can see I select this thing. It's 12 MB, 2K map,
Yeah.
12 MB, right? Targa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If I save it as uh, JPEG, or maybe let's JPEG, right? One,
Yeah.
save, and I have one. This is Targa 12 MB, JPEG 4.38 MB.
Yeah.
Size reduced, but what happens, like size always vary, like based on your colors and everything, based on the JPEG or PNG or any other format, it will always vary. But Targa, no matter what you do, in let's see, okay, I'll show you with the example. Let's take a brush and some random colors, some color, some color. I just added a couple of colors here, right? So let's save it again. I'll save it as Targa, same image, overwrite. It was 4 point something, right? JPEG,
Yeah.
4.38.
Yeah.
And now save it as JPEG. If I go here, it's 3.86 changed.
Yeah.
But if you select click on the Targa, it's still 12 MB.
Yeah.
It basically blocks each and every pixel, so it doesn't change anything. So that's why
Okay.
quality wise, it's because in gaming, what happens, there's something called MIP map.
Yeah.
Based on the distance from the camera, your engine, like whichever engine you're using, game is like whenever you create a game, it develops within an engine, maybe a Unity, maybe Unreal, Crytek, or there's so many engines. So
Yeah.
they have functionality. It automatically optimizes the texture based on the distance from the camera.
Okay.
So that's why Targa works best, because there's very less like loss of texture or quality. But if you
Okay.
use JPEG or something else, it will reduce this. Probably it might change the color, change something. That's why you
Okay.
always use Targa. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Now I have this thing, this texture I just created. Okay. Let's see. Suppose let's see. I have for this section, I'm going to apply the new texture. One. We have applied this. So now in this case, I'll show you exactly what is happening. Like if I want, I can separate this from main body, extract cases. So it's like I'll get a clean UV, so I can, it's easy for me to control it. So like suppose this design, you can see, you zoom in here, you can see it tiles without any seam. There is no issue at all. See, not even a pixel difference. So suppose this top part is my this design. The seam is already there. Double click, select, and cut it. So that weld, rest everything I can stitch together nicely. Okay, let's cut this thing also. Like these part I kept it separate, and this entire thing I kept it together. So here is my this texture. Unfold and just unfold nice. Unfold almost corrected. Now, suppose I want to apply this texture, like this top part. So what I can do is I can simply separate this top part and bring it here. And now there is something is attached, like this top part. Let me move this also. Select everything, straighten your UV. Straighten one part, shift, reverse selection, unfold again. It will almost fix everything. Now straighten the sides. Make sure everything is perfectly straight. UV, straighten it, then shift and select everything perfectly straight. Entire thing perfectly straight. Now shift D and B, snap it and move it wherever you want to move, or maybe this section. I'll select it like this and select this area, press X and snap it with the grid, and make sure other end, this thing should also end on this area. So what I have to do is either I have to increase this entire scale, increase or decrease any one of them, just to make sure it reaches here or here, any one of them. But maybe it's like this or like this. Select this, X, snap. And this top part, I need to check if where it ends nicely, maybe here. So if you see now, there is no seam at all. See, you zoom in, there is no seam. The top part, now I'll fix it and fold perfectly, and it's part of this area. Rotate, you simply keep it here, make it big, because there's like multiple blocks of rock and treated like this. I can use it like this very easily, and this base part, let's straighten this. Select any of the middle edges, straighten this, shift, then invert selection, Unfold again. Look nicely. One, two. Almost straight. Corners should be straight. This section I'll check later. Everything is straight. Width also should be straight, perfectly straight. So I'm gonna take this. I select all of this. Also, UV. Straighten it perfectly. Everything is selected. This part, this part. I would slightly tap. It is more visual here. So before doing this, make sure there's no display, no unwanted areas selected. Straighten it. Here also this will now it's fine. Also straight, straight. Now you can see like this section is a little messed up. That is something I'll fix. See, everything is straight now. Now here you can see this is my section. Exact same thing I'll do again. And this time I'll place it somewhere here so that I can manage it nicely. Again, same thing. I need to keep in mind from wherever it starts and wherever it ends. That thing is very important. And I should because this, I increase this size, so I'll keep it like this, something like this at least from this edge to this edge. Select this X, X snap. Now, if you go and check your UV, you can see there is no seam at all. There is little because this part I have to check. You can see there's slightly stretch here because the center part I made everything. I need to increase the resolution also slightly. Yeah, like triple the size. Like you see, resolution is nice and clean. There is no seam at all. So this is like how you create the texture. It depends upon that. If you create a seamless texture, then you create a texture where you have seams, like full of seams. And now I have to manually fix few things. I can see there is a issue here because of this section, this inside area. So what can be done is I can split this section from my this area, this entire thing, split it, cut it, keep it separate, and then use, because this depth cannot be managed. No matter what you do, there will be a stretch. Like UV wise, if you don't cut it, there will be a stretch always. So best thing will be if I cut this section and keep it separate, as it will be perfectly clean. This will be perfectly clean, no issue, no error, and everything will snap perfectly. And one more thing we'll do is, whenever you have something like this, you always try to snap with the surface. Like suppose this, so I try to start from wherever this rock joint is there, and wherever I have a joint or break or something, I try to attach with that. So it makes life way cleaner. I get this nice detail depth very easily. Similar manner for this also I'll do the same. You can see it starts from this section. Automatically I'll have this dirt area. For this area, I'll do the same like this. And you can see from distance, it really can't figure, it cannot figure out like there is a seam or something. And it makes things really nice and crispy. And it's like if just a 1K map, it's like becomes very easy. And otherwise, like suppose this is my 2K map only, and if I apply something like this, it will look like this, not like this. So it gives you better pixel density, better clarity. And how you create the texture, it depends upon them. If you create a very good quality texture, it will be very nice. If you could create a like a texture like it's like full of seam or uneven surface, it will automatically give you a bad result. So this is like in Photoshop, we can mix all those textures from Megascan and create something like this. This is like whatever is there in Megascan. But what if we need very specific design, specific pattern, style? In that case, we have to create a high poly. In that case, we have to create a high poly and create this thing and generate that texture. So what we'll do, like this is clear, right? If or you have any doubts?
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like this is clear, or you have any doubts?
Yeah, I can understand, but when it comes to UV part, feel bit confused because while doing that straighten line in UVs, it will make some stretches, right? Like curved, making after that doing that straighten part, we need to unfold it, or we
No, no,
can
no,
leave
no,
it.
no unfold. No, no unfold.
Okay.
Okay, okay. On this surface, this is a curved area, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a curve, right? So let's do this section so that it become clear for you, because it's all about actually you should understand the process, like why I'm doing it and why this technique we
Yeah,
follow.
I can understand the process, but when it comes to
Like
UV part, I will bit
UV,
confused.
yes, there will be little stretch. So is it going to be acceptable or what, right? That's your doubt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, okay, this section is already ready.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. I have this area, right?
Yeah.
So let's use this section. So in this section, I have this entire design. So let's see where is it. I have to go to the snapping. Okay, this is my textures, mesh, and I cut it here. Now I have this
Yeah.
entire thing, this
Yeah.
which is like perfectly unwrapped, really nice
Yeah.
and clean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in for this technique, we cannot use it. So
Okay.
I have to straighten this. So manually, I'm just simply doing stretching. And after doing this, I'll unfold, definitely unfold, but in but horizontally only,
Okay.
no vertical unfold. So now double click, split this, click this. Right now it's fully
Yeah.
stretched. There are issues and all. If I switch on my shaded thing, shading, you can see
Yeah.
it's red
Yeah.
zone, stretched,
Yeah.
blue zone correct. So it's
Yeah.
problematic, right? So how to fix this? Select everything, go to unfold setting, and go to legacy.
Okay.
And this time I'll select unfold constraint is horizontal only. Apply.
Okay.
So now it will distribute all the UV horizontally. And if you
Okay.
switch on this shading, you see it's almost even out this thing. There is little
Yeah.
stretches there, but still this is in acceptable zone, acceptable area. It's like not
Okay.
that dramatic or drastic.
Mm.
And like this now, once after doing this, again I have to straighten everything. Now my distance between all the polygons are correct. Done. Now let's see this section. It's an arch, right? So if I want to right, I want this design here, this pattern. Place it here. DB. Let's snap perfectly. Right? Snap perfectly. That is though this is not required for in this case, but now here you can see it snaps everything nicely, but you can see slightly stretching here, right?
Yeah.
Cut, 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 cut. So after doing this, what I can do is select this, unfold, unfold again, go to vertical,
Okay.
slightly vertically. If I